Welcome to Sunday Night Satsang with myself, John Homewood, and
myself, Michelle.
are you also yourself?
I think I am.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on this Sunday evening, and for those of you who are watching a little bit later, welcome to whatever time of the day and whatever day it is. Welcome. So Satsang is just something we do every second Sunday, and it's just a gathering of wisdom. That's really what the word means, gathering of wisdom. And as we usually do, we will start out with a centering present meditation. And then Michelle's going to share something on this full moon that's coming up this week. We have a full moon coming up Wednesday, is it?
Yeah, the 5th.
Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay, on Wednesday we've got a full moon, so we're going to share the energies of what that is about, or you're going to share that. And then we're going to talk a little bit about those energies, and the topic for tonight's satsang is?
Stopping. Are you ready to stop?
Are you ready to stop? What does that mean? Are you ready to stop? So just hang in there and you will find out what that topic is all about. And then at the end of the evening, it's normally about 45 minutes odd, and then we will go into a guided visualization which Michelle will lead. And that puts us in the right space, in the right consciousness for the week ahead. So do be with us, and we will also choose an affirmation card. We have a pack of affirmation cards here. We'll take them out, and we have a lot of affirmation cards here. And affirmations are designed to do two things. One of them is to reformat our perception. And it does that by implanting a new thought pattern into our brain. And the more you say an affirmation, the more it becomes real for you. And it can also be seen as a message from your guides and from your guardian angels to guide you through this period that we're moving through. So it's a message from Spirit, but it is also a practical tool that we can use to reformat our thinking so that we can perceive the world that we meet differently. And as we perceive the world differently, so the world changes. Because we're always using affirmations, except most of them are unconscious and most of them are negative. I can't ever get this right, or why am I so stupid?
We don't even know what we're saying.
Yeah, so those are affirmations. And positive affirmations rewire the brain, and a proper affirmation should always contain 3 P's. First P must be present tense, it must be now. It's not an affirmation about tomorrow, it's here, now. The second P, it must be personal. In other words, it relates to you, not to someone else. And the third one, obviously, it must be positive to have a beneficial effect. So the 3 P's of affirmation. And Michelle will choose one of these and include it in the end visualization meditation right at the end.
In the meantime, let us know where you're from. Thank you for letting us know, Claire. It's good to have you with us. Just drop a little line there in the comments and let us know where you're tuning in from.
Yeah.
Nice to know who we're chatting to.
Yeah, otherwise we don't know who we're speaking
Otherwise we're
to.
speaking into the ether.
Yeah.
We're just looking at ourselves.
That's right, yes. And while we enjoy doing the satsangs, it's always good to have a few people with us, so that's really great. We've got a few.
Ellen and Odette.
From Joburg.
Hi Odette and hi Ellen.
From Betty's Bay and Joburg, and who else we got? Let's see who else we got.
Oh,
there we go.
what happened there? Okay,
and if you have any questions for us or comments, anything you'd like to share with us, please do add them into the comments section. We do try and read them as we are going live, and if we don't get to your particular question while we are live, then we will answer it later. So do type up your comments, and if you like what we have to share with you, if you find it valuable, then do share it on your timeline as well in your social media. That's really helpful. And those who are watching on YouTube, if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, please do press the subscribe button. It really does help get the work out there, and click the bell so that you get notified. So thank you. Yeah. So thank you all to those who are joining us, and I think we're going to start by centering ourselves into the present moment. We'll start with a present meditation, and present meditation is always a powerful way of clearing our minds. I'm sure we've all had an exciting weekend, hopefully a bit of rest as well. And now we need to just clear away the weekend and come into a state of pristine presence and be more open to what life has to say to guide us into the week ahead. That's always helpful.
Hi, Sonia. Thanks for joining us.
So just settle back. You might like to shut your eyes. We light a candle for the satsangs. We always have a candle here. And it's quite helpful if you want to do an open eye meditation, just to gaze into the flame of a candle, because that definitely does center the mind, centers the awareness. But I prefer to do it with my eyes shut. So just settle back, make quite sure you're comfortable, that your cushions are there, and that you have made arrangements not to be disturbed for the next little while. Gently close your eyes and bring your awareness from all of the times and all of the places into the here and now. And one of the ways of doing that is just to become aware of the physical body, because the physical body doesn't travel away from presence. It's always here. So if we anchor our awareness down into the physical body, we become automatically more present. So we do that by, first of all, just by being aware of the chair or the floor or the seat that we're sitting or lying on. Just becoming aware of the sensations coming into the body from whatever is holding your body right now. Maybe it's a chair, so just become aware of the couch or the chair that you're sitting on. Be aware of the sensations coming into the body. Be aware of where your feet are resting. And just connect in with your hands. Becoming aware of your fingers and your thumb. And let's pay particular attention to the very center of your palms. Let's bring our awareness to rest in the center of our hands. There's a powerful energy point right in the center. Let's become aware of that point of energy right in the center of your palms. And take a deep breath in. And release that breath gently and slowly, and just let it go. And take another very deep breath in. This time take it right down to the solar plexus. And then release it very slowly, very gently, relaxing your shoulders and your neck muscles, dropping your shoulders. You might like to put them back a little bit to open your chest. Just release the air. Take a third very deep breath in. Taking it right down to the toes this time. You can imagine the air going right down into the body and up to the top of the head at the same time, so you're really filling the whole body up, opening your shoulders, and then sigh it all out. Just let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let's bring your awareness now into everything that you can hear. We're on a beautiful farm sanctuary in the garden route in South Africa, and we have an army of crickets that have moved into the grass around the house. So we have the beautiful sound or symphony of crickets. Maybe you can pick them up. I don't know if the microphone can pick it up, but that's what we're listening to right now. What can you hear? You can hear my voice, but what else can you hear? Now let's drop the labels of what you can hear and just become the witnessing awareness of sound. So you almost step back behind the mind, just to the awareness of what is being received through the ears right now, everything you can hear. At the same time as listening without labeling, become aware of those sensations coming into your body from the chair that you're sitting on without labeling them. Just being the awareness, the space that's aware of the sensations from your feet, from your torso, and from your hands. Seeing if you can pick up that center point in the middle of your hands, that power point in the middle of your palms. without labeling it, just being aware of it and listening at the same time. Take another deep in-breath. And as you breathe out, just center yourselves in the here and now, in this present moment. Rolling up the mind from time. And just honoring life in this present moment, here and now. The most sacred place in all of creation. It's real. It's sacred. It's here. Now just center your awareness in the middle of your heart. And with every soft in-breath, feel your heart expanding. And with every out-breath, just feel those blockages to life in your heart dissipating and dropping away. Your heart becomes more open, more pure, more aligned with life in this moment, not dragged down by the mind of time, but enlivened with the light of presence in this moment. And feel this light radiating out from your chest, out from your heart, into the world around you. And you may like to take a moment to consciously direct that light to a person, to a situation, maybe even to a particular part of your body that needs more love. As we do this, there is a powerful radiance of energy, conscious energy that goes out and participates in the invitation for healing. Take another deep breath in. And a long breath out. And at the end of the out breath, just pause for a moment in that stillness. And just notice the space between your thoughts. Just notice the peace that's here underneath the thoughts. And just rest a moment in this space. You might like to feel it almost as a marinating into presence. Now take a very deep breath in. And a beautiful long out breath. And gently, when you're ready, if you have your eyes closed, you may open your eyes and just wiggle your toes and your fingers, reconnecting once more with your physical body. Thank you. Thank you all. Thanks for joining us this evening. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Hello, Linda.
Good to see you with us.
Paula. Hello, Sonia.
That was lovely.
Hi. Yes.
Stopping.
Just stopping for a brief moment. It's amazing, you know, many people work for a whole year and then they pause and they go on holiday for a few weeks into the year. And there's nothing better, I think, than taking a holiday many times a day. Holiday from the mind. Just by pausing, stopping, and just being present. Wonderful holiday. Resets the body
Really does,
and
yeah.
brings about a healing process in the body, and definitely a healing process in the soul as well. So thank you for being with us tonight. And what is happening in the cosmos? I know we've got a full moon coming up this week.
On Wednesday.
And what does that bring for us?
The full moon is going to be in the sign of Taurus, which is a very beautiful earth sign. We spent this morning, walking through the most exquisite forest. So we really honored the coming of that energy and just what it does to one's soul and psyche and nervous system and body and mind and everything else, just actually connecting in with beautiful, pristine nature, if you can. It's just exquisite. So that's I think one of the things for this full moon is to slow down. Taurus is a fixed earth sign, and there's some intense energy around, which I'm sure most of you are feeling, some of you are feeling. We've got some oppositions with this planet of change, Uranus, which tends to sort of bring some sparks into the air of change, and that can feel a bit challenging for people. And it feels a bit roller coastery for people, I know that too. So when things are stormy outside, what do? We slow down. And the opposite is usually true, because when things are stormy or things are concerning, what we normally do is speed up. I've got to fix it, I've got to sort it out, and then we move faster, and then we get into it's like a sandstorm. We get drawn into the turmoil. So that's why I came up with today. We just felt that stop, we can discuss it, but that's very part of this full moon that's coming up. And I'd just say over the next few days, it's not just on the full moon, because obviously the full moon is a culmination of energy, but its energy is moving all the time, and it's leading towards it. So it's a building energy, and then there's a depleting, waning energy. So it's just to know that energies are constantly moving, which is also a good thing, because whatever comes is going to go. It does stick around. Things do not stay static for long. So even if you're in a difficult situation, if you find yourself in challenging circumstances, just know that this too will pass. It has to, because cycles change and cycles move. And that's really what the nature of astrology is, and energy work. Energy does not die. It just changes state. It just changes and moves. So the other thing that we have is, I've spoken about it on a lot of my updates, is that we are ending cycles. And ending cycles is not necessarily the easiest thing for many people, because it feels that there might be loss, there might be fear about the unknown, and the cycles that we're ending are major big cycles. The one is a 30-year cycle, the one is 165 years, which we haven't even been around that long. And so we're entering into the unknown in some respects as well. And so I would just say for the next few months, actually, until January, February next year, it's to see if we can go inside, stabilize our foundations, see what our foundations are like. That's what I spoke about in my video. Look at our root system, that's what I spoke about, and see if that's intact, because we are heading for more change on the planet, so we've got to make sure that our foundations are strong. And whatever we need to do to reinforce those foundations, now is a good time to do it. Now is a good time to clear out what you don't need. Just remembering that everything has energy, everything holds energy, and if there's a lot of stuff around, there's a lot of clutter around, physically, in your body, in your mind, that's going to actually create blockages and create difficulties in actually moving forward into the new. So I think that's another important thing that we're working with.
Yeah, based on that, I listened to Michelle's update, and I made a pledge to myself that I was going to go and tidy out my office drawers. So that's what I've got lined up this week, to clear the drawers. And you find that when you clear something physically like that, you also clear something emotionally inside yourself. So it's good to go and choose a small little thing, like one drawer, that's all, and go and clear and tidy that out and see what difference it makes in your in your psyche.
It's incredible, because the thing is that we see stuff that needs to be clear, and we don't realize that every time we see that, we're actually leaking energy. Because we're opening the drawer, it's a mess, or whatever it is, the cupboard, the drawer, the whatever, storeroom, and every time we see it, there's a leak in energy. And so when you actually get round to clearing it, and it takes you an hour or half an hour or 10 minutes, it doesn't take long, but the energy flow that it actually opens up is phenomenal. So that's a really good thing to be doing right now. Clearing out, making space for the new.
Yeah. And in alignment with the focus for tonight's satsang, are you ready to stop? I think it's good to also look at the full moon as a growing phase, and then you pause for a moment. And then you go through a consolidation phase, maybe just a quiet phase. And between the growing and the doing and the letting go, there's a small opportunity for us just to be, just to stop whatever you're doing, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're trying to control. Just stop trying to control and just be with life for a short time. So for the next few days, if we can just practice that just by stopping. And we're going to be talking a bit about stopping now, but just if you can just think of it in the moon phase, we came to the top, just stop, pause, and then we can move forward again with a new energy. And I know from a gardening perspective, now is a good time to finish off the planting phase, and we bought quite a few plants this weekend. So tomorrow is going to be the final planting of this phase. Get those trees in and those shrubs in. We bought a lot of indigenous trees and plants, so we're going to get them in, and then we pause. And then we pause, and then we just allow life in this moment just to be where it is, wherever it is, and then we move into the next phase. So that's important as well. Before we finish with the astrology, sorry, I just want to ask you, everyone's talking about the 3-eye atlas. Has that got anything to do with astrology?
Not really.
Nothing?
No.
Okay, so it doesn't define anything. Not a planet.
They're not quite sure what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not an expert on astronomy, so I'm not really all that familiar. There's a lot of people saying that it's part of our awakening, and it's helping us to raise our level of consciousness. I don't know that though. I can only really work with what I know and feel into it. I do know that there's a lot of energy moving and a lot of shake-ups on our planet and personally as well. And I do believe that we are, I think Gaia, planet Earth, is raising her vibration. Yeah. And I believe that in order for us to go with the change, we need to raise ours. So that is, what I said about sort of connecting with Gaia, with nature. 4 of us went for this walk today, and the effect that it had on all of us just was incredible. Just walking and being quiet and listening and watching and seeing. Oh, and John and I had an unbelievable little experience because we were walking back, and I heard a noise, and we looked into the forest, and there was this. And the interesting thing was that she looked at us, and then she actually moved towards us. She was in the forest, but she moved towards us, and then she stood looking at us very quietly for a good few minutes. I mean, it was quite long.
Seemed a long time.
It seemed really, really long. And just that moment of stopping everything,
just being in peace,
of being completely in peace, was it was quite blissful. She was a real teacher. Yeah. Because she wasn't skittish, she wasn't nervous, she was just totally present. Yeah. So we had a first-hand experience of that today.
And part of the energy at the moment of just stopping, as Michelle's been saying, is just to go into nature, even just sitting under a tree, connecting maybe with your back leaning against the tree, just connecting with the rhythm of the tree and your feet and your bum on the earth, and just connecting with Mother Gaia. She is, as Michelle said, she's going through her upgrade at the moment, and her energy is very powerful, and we can also participate in that transformation consciously by just becoming very quiet, stopping thinking, and just being with nature. Trees are very powerful spirit beings. They really do anchor the energy of the sun into the earth, and as such they are antennas for cosmic energy coming in. So if you can, just sit under a tree or with a tree and just be. Just quietly stop everything. Just stop everything. No thinking, no emotional patterns. You're just being in that moment. And one of the ways of doing it is just being in a state of gratitude. Gratitude is such a powerful state at stilling the mind. Just being grateful for the isness of life, just here in this moment, whatever it is, just being here. And know that even if you are going through challenges in the moment and uncertainties in your life, that these are not punishment. They are part of your highest growth. They're part of your evolution. So you can even be grateful for those difficulties that you're having in life at the moment, those challenges you're having. Be grateful, because there's such a gift hidden underneath the challenges that we experience in life that you can't always see at the time, but with the wisdom of hindsight, you'll see them later. So don't wait for later to be grateful. Be grateful now, in this present moment, here and now. So practice gratitude in your stillness, in your stopping. I think that's good advice for what we're going through at this moment. And also, just to add one thing, and that is that the world of change, and Michelle said that there's a lot of change in the world out there, we know, and a lot of change is still coming, and we can get caught up in all of that. So come back to the stillness. Just stop in this moment. Come back to the stillness within you. And we know, with this, for example, the 3-eye atlas, it can be used as an opportunity by certain forces to manipulate human consciousness in a certain way. So if you see a being of light coming down from the clouds, just be wary. Come back into your own discernment. Here, is this a holographic projection in order to manipulate you, or is it, what is happening inside you? Come back. The truth is always here, not outside of you. It's not in some savior outside of you. The savior that you're looking for is always here in the quiet presence between our thoughts. That's where the true connection with the divine is, right here, right now.
Yeah, and that place inside is where we discern whether something's this way or that way, or whether it's something that's good for us or not good for us. We don't discern in our minds. Our minds are backwards and forwards. We discern from a quiet place of just, how does this feel for me? It doesn't matter what everybody's saying. It doesn't matter how many people are saying this about it, or what, because at the moment this one says that one says that, and there's absolutely, you have no idea what's true. And so where is the truth?
And everyone's channeling some entity from somewhere, giving information. But just come back to that quietness within.
Yeah.
That's the true voice is in stillness. They say God speaks in stillness. All else is a bad translation.
And that was, that experience in the forest there was beautiful, because she just stood there in her beauty and quietness. And fortunately, I don't think they have busy minds like us. No. And she's not trying to figure out how to pay the rent, or use a computer, or do all the myriad millions of things that we do. And I think we've got to also realize that as sort of technology's got more sort of in our faces and in our lives, we've actually got busier and busier. It was supposed to free us up, but it hasn't. It's actually made us busier and busier, and more distracted. And so there's always something to watch, there's always something to learn, there's always something to ask, which is fine, it's great, but we have to balance it. And I think that's the big thing. So if we're not balancing it, we'll spin out. So, we often say the word pause between actions, and we've often repeat that, because it's such a powerful thing to do, to just pause between two things. So you have a conversation with someone, and you finish the conversation, and then you take a deep breath, and you pause, and then you move on to the next thing. It's so simple that it sounds that it would never help anything, but it does. It's life-changing. So now if you can take those pauses, and you can extend the pause, And you can see when, for example, your mind is really busy, and actually stop it. Just stop. So, if you feel, earlier on, if there was a little bit of resistance to something, and if you're aware of something, if you're aware of a pattern or a resistance or a pain or whatever it is, in that awareness, you have the opportunity of stopping, of just saying to yourself, oh, I'm in resistance. I don't need to be in resistance. I can come back to the truth. I can come back to the breath. I can just stop that thought. So without following it into a story and into a feeling and into a whole drama sometimes, we can actually just say, no, just stop. And be. Sounds too simple, yeah.
Well, truth is always simple. Truth is very simple. I think the secret is, thanks Adette for your comment. Thank you. Yeah, the secret is to stop identifying who you are with your thoughts.
Yeah.
Stop identifying yourself with a story. You're not a story. How can you be a story? A story is coming and the story is going and the story is open to interpretation and perspective. Who you really are is none of that. It's not open. Who you really are is not open to perspective. It's not open to other people's opinions. Who you really are is timeless and beyond judgment. It's the pure essence of awareness, presence. And so the stopping, a very important part of the stopping, is to stop identifying yourself with the self-made sense of I.
Mm.
The I is just a simple pause between the thought, between the emotions. It's a stepping out of time. That's the real I. Where a thought is always a process. It's a coming into awareness and a leaving awareness. That's a thought. And for most people, they have attached their sense of I to those thoughts.
Mm.
When in fact, the I is the awareness of those thoughts. It's a space in which that awareness of the thought comes in and the thought leaves that space of awareness. And if you're interested in going a bit deeper into the space that we're talking about, we, and those of you who are listening who are not on our inner space community, you're welcome to join. You go to journeysofawakening.com and you can join our inner space community. We're meeting up on Tuesday night. And the theme for this month is very much in line with that, the awareness of space. And the theme for this month is
holding space.
Holding space. Just being the space and allowing things to pass through. That space is the place of stoppedness. Is there a word such called stoppedness?
But we can make one.
We can make one. Stoppedness. The space is stoppedness. And so you have the thought. If you try and control the mind and say, I need to stop my thoughts, that's the mind trying to stop the mind. And that isn't going to work out too well. But it's to step back behind the mind and to the awareness that's aware of the thought. That awareness, you realize, is a place of stillness. The awareness is already still. Awareness is the silence that listens, the stillness. That's who and what we really are. So the stopping is the stopping of the movement through time and coming into the vertical plane. And just being aware. Just being aware. I'm aware of my thinking. I'm aware of my emotions. I'm aware of my body and whatever my body is telling me. I'm aware of the media. I'm aware of whatever the media is telling us. I'm aware of the weather. I'm just the awareness. And in that awareness we find that there's a depth to life that is not available to us when we are busy trying to transverse life or travel life or trying to control life.
Mm.
That depth opens up through us only through the power of stillness.
Mm.
And that's the power of the pause, the power of the stillness,
Mm.
to come into that space.
Yeah, and it's not, and then in that space you can choose to not, to have a thought. You see that you're not the thought. That's a big thing, hey? It's the identification with the thought. As Adette said, it's reminding that we all need to be reminded because we lose sight of it. Because everything is based so much in our lives on thought, on the next thought, on the next thought, on the next thing that I have to do, on the next thought that I have to think about, on the next bit of information that's coming at me that I need to respond to. So to actually just stop as you see yourself going into that, whatever it is, and choose whether you are going to go on that and you're going to build on the thought. So let's just say you're having a little creative brainstorm with yourself or someone else, then you might want to build on those thoughts to actually make something new. But if you are going onto the same thought and it's the same pattern over and over again, and it's not actually getting you anywhere, then you can choose in this moment to not build on that thought. So yes, I have a thought of resistance or resentment or sadness or whatever it is. I have a thought of guilt, or why didn't this go right, or what if, anxiety, that's a huge one right now. What if I can't, or it won't, or whatever it is. And if that's not going to get you anywhere right now, it's to recognize that I've got this thought. It's not me, it's just a thought. It's like a radio going like this, and I can actually choose not to follow it. So it's almost like turning the volume down. It's there, it's going, it's jabbering away, but you don't need to actually link into it, get on its back and ride it. You can just stay here and let it carry on, because it isn't who you are. And the more I feel, the more you do that, the more you realize that you are not your thoughts, because you aren't. You are the stillness and the awareness and the consciousness that sees them. And therefore, you can choose what you want to do with them. And it's the same with everything. We live so much of our lives searching for something. You mentioned earlier, like searching for a savior, searching for, when this happens, then I'll be able to, or many people who work really hard, when the end of the year comes, then I'll be able to relax. Then I'll be able to do this that I really want to do. So we're waiting, which means that we're seeking something else to make us fulfilled and peaceful. And we're missing the moment.
So part of this stopping process is the stopping the addictive processes of thinking that we have. I mean, we're all addicted to one thing or two things or three things, but the underlying addiction which most people have is the addiction to thinking. It's not something that's done voluntarily, it's just something that happens all the time. People are addicted to it. People love thinking, and if thinking stopped for a moment, they'd be very, very unsettled by it. But let's just stop, let's just pause, and let's just see if we can be comfortable in the stillness. So stop worrying. How about that? Let's just make a practice, maybe 20 times a day. Just stop worrying. Just come into the present moment and just be still in this moment. What is worry but a projection to the future of something you don't want? And we're giving energy to that thought form of something we don't want. And whatever you give energy to, you expand, obviously, and then you maybe reap what you sow. So it's a bit insane to worry as far as my perspective goes. So if you can just practice coming into that stopping in this moment. I'm going to stop in this moment and not worry. I'm just going to be in this moment. And the mind might start up again, yes, and then you come back 15 minutes later, stopping, no worrying. I'm just going to sit here in this moment, or have this cup of tea or this glass of water, or preferably go and sit on the lawn and lean against a tree or something, and no worrying. I'm going to stop worrying. That is, I think, the biggest gift we can give to ourselves, to stop worrying. The mind makes out as if worry is so important. You're a responsible human being if you worry.
Don't worry.
And it's absolute nonsense. It's a complete fiction that worry serves anything. Worry does not serve anything. I mean, I've spoken in workshops and retreats to mums, and we talk about worry, and it's a responsible thing to do if you're a mother, to worry about your children. And I said, but is it really? No, it's completely irresponsible, because you're giving energy to something you don't want. Does the kid benefit by you worrying about them? Not at all. Does life benefit by you worrying about them? Not at all. Do you activate an energy of maybe help to them by worrying? Not at all. You don't. It serves no purpose other than to strengthen your
Really
ego,
doesn't.
to strengthen your identity. Oh, I'm a mother. That's why I worry. Yeah, it's an identity. That's all you're doing is in that particular case. But in all cases, worry is merely a function of the ego to make itself more solid, more real, more valuable, it thinks. No. So one of the things we can do at this full moon time is to stop worrying. Just stop. Go into that peace. Your peace ripples out into the world in a way that you cannot begin to comprehend. And your peace is a powerful energy for transformation in the world. Gandhi said, if you've got to be the change you want to see in the world. And if it is peace that you want to see in the world, you have to be it. So stop, pause, give up worrying, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Give it up and just be in this moment. Be the peace. Be the stillness. Be the presence. And see what benefit it has on the inside. How does it feel? It'll feel better. You'll feel more intelligent. You'll feel calmer. And I absolutely guarantee you, from a biology point of view, your body goes back into balance, into homeostasis. And healing takes place in the physical body. It takes place in the psychic body as well, in the auric field, and in your soul energy as well. But you can physically feel it in the body when we pause, when we give up worry.
It's an expansiveness.
Yeah.
We all want to feel, if you sort of say to somebody, what do you really, really, really want? A lot of people will say, I want to be peaceful, I want peace, I want freedom, I want liberation, I want love. And those things are impossible if you're worrying about the future. So it's actually a little bit irrelevant and quite useless. I'm a recovering warrior, so
you go to your AA meeting every week.
I spent a lot of my life worrying. Yeah. My name is Michelle, and I'm a recovering warrior.
Yeah.
And recovering is the actual word in front of it, because I think we all are actually recovering warriors, because we've been taught to worry. You need to worry about this. And why aren't you worrying about this? You should worry about this. Makes you a more responsible person, as John said. But if you stop just for 5 minutes, that's what you said there was. That's the actual gift, is that you only have to stop now. You don't have to stop tomorrow. You just have to stop now. So if you decide right now, just in this moment, that I'm going to let everything go, I'm going to stop the search, I'm going to stop the resistance, I'm going to stop the thinking, the worrying, just for this moment. And then you can pick it up later. You can pick it up in 5 minutes' time. But even that, you've had a minute or 2 or 3 of complete peace. And that is the place of all creation, of all creativity. That is the place. So we've just got to be more aware of that busy mind. And I mean, we've got Mercury retrograde happening quite soon. We've got quite a lot triggering the mind. So it's to actually be able to just see it for what it is. It's very useful. It's a very useful tool.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier.
But it's not a good master.
We mentioned earlier about going on holiday from the mind. And the very word holiday means holy day, holy moment. So, create a holiday for you many times a day. Come into the holy space. The holiest space you can ever be is present, absolute present. As Michelle said, the mind, you're saying there, the mind makes a tremendous servant. It makes a tyrannical master. And it's to take that gap where you take the mind and you make it a servant. You say, you go and sit over there, there's nothing to do. 5 minutes. Just go and sit there quietly. The master is just going to be present. And if you see it that way, and then, when you finish, you need to think about something, you pick up the mind, you use it, you request it to do something, and then as soon as you've done that one thing, you put it down again, and you come back to the vertical plane, come back to alignment with life in this moment. There's a greater intelligence than your thinking mind, than your worrying mind, than your anxious mind. And if you are prepared to give up that servant for a moment, just put it aside and come into alignment with life in this moment, you'll find a greater level of intelligence will come into your mind, which will direct you in a more creative, more positive way, more constructive way in your life. There's a far more knowing energy that's available to us through the power of stillness, through the power of pause.
And you can even, that's quite what you said there, you can even, when you realize that the mind is really, really busy, you can even sort of speak to it as if you're speaking to another being, because you actually are, it's like an entity. And you can say, look, I appreciate that you're very worried, but right now, I'm being, so I'll come and chat to you later. It really does work, that.
Yeah.
So if you are one of those people that wake up in the middle of the night and you've got a very busy mind and you're worrying about everything, you can actually speak to your mind and say, look, I'm trying to sleep right now. So I tell you what, we'll meet at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning and we'll chat about your concerns. How about that? But now I'm going to go to sleep. And it'll back off.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It does work.
As long as you're the master and you tell your servant to
As long as you're the one
go.
that's saying, no, it's not the time now.
That's right.
So in the next morning you show up at 9 o'clock and you say, right, let's address these things. Let's make a list of the worries and see if there's anything we need to actually physically do about them. But otherwise it's cluttering up your consciousness. It's cluttering up everything. So you're not going to feel free.
Yeah. That's very good advice. So make an appointment with your worrisome mind. So for 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, not 3 o'clock in the morning when you're trying to sleep, but 9 o'clock in the morning, we're going to have a meeting.
Yeah.
You, the master, and
Bring
the servant,
your notebook.
and you're going to write it down and see what direction the servant needs to have
and
from
then
you.
use the mind. Then you use the mind.
Yeah.
You say, right, number one, we're going to do that. Number two, we're going to do
Yeah.
that. And then we're going to do that. That's fine. But to do that at 2 o'clock in the morning is not helpful. Or during the day when you're doing something else. And there's this constant badgering mind. So it's a bit like having roommates in the head, as Michael Singer says.
Yeah.
He says you've got mad roommates, and sometimes they're actually even having an argument.
Yeah.
The one's telling the other one it should be like this. And I mean, you're watching all of it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And if you look at your worrying mind, that part that gets its identity from all the problems in the world, how often has it been right in advising you? It's very rarely has it got anything really constructive to add to your life. And yet we spend so much time in that, or some people spend so much time in that arena of argument going on in the head and all the thoughts that the mind has. Drop it for a moment. And just, as Michelle was saying earlier, just take a small little break from it. Just a small little break. Yep, we'll get back to you later. But right now I'm going to sleep. Right now I'm going to just sit under this tree and just be here for a few moments. You can pick it up later. Just stop. Stop for small little spaces in your day, particularly over the next few days.
Really?
Just practice that, and eventually it becomes a way of living. It's not something you visit and do occasionally. You actually live your life continually on holiday in holiness, in alignment with the wholeness, which is the only place that's whole is the present moment. And you start to honor that more than the fragmented mind, more than the time-based egoic awareness that most people live in this matrix of the mind. And just see the benefits it has on your relationships, on your careers, and your constructive contribution to mankind, and see the benefits it has to you in the quality of your life.
And that's the foundation that I spoke about.
Yeah.
What if we were building a new foundation, and it's almost like a default. You got a default font on a computer, and that's what it's used to. It's just used to that font, so it'll keep going back to that as an example. And so the more you actually do the other, the more you bring yourself back, that becomes the default, as opposed to this very, very busy mind. That's where meditation comes in. That's where consciously pausing and stopping for a few minutes at a time comes in, because you actually are changing the default. And you're coming back to your true default. This is your true default. That's not. But that's why it's a practice. And that's why the more you do it, the easier it gets to come back into that stillness and that quietness. And that's where intelligence lies, true intelligence and creativity.
Yeah,
So,
the busy mind that makes itself out to be so important in its worriness and its anxiety and its regret and its fears and all of that. It really makes itself to be so important in all of that. It isn't that important. It really isn't. What's more important is your sanity. And the only time you're really sane is when you stop.
And you know
That's
what?
when you find your true essence, is when you stop.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not actually that important to know everything. So, you know, what is 3-Eye Atlas? We don't know. That's fine. You can look at it. You can see it. You can suppose. We can do all sorts of things. We can explore all sorts of different concepts of, you know, whether the world's this way or that way, or whether this should be done that way. It's all very entertaining, but it's actually not that important at the end of the day.
Not important as it makes itself out to be.
It's not.
No, that's for
I
sure.
have to know. Do you?
Yeah.
Do you have to know? Why? What if you don't know? What if you can just say, I don't know? For me, there's actually a release in that and a relief of being able to say, no, I don't know.
I don't need to know.
I don't need to know everything. I don't need to find out the truth about everything, because what is the truth anyway? So it's good to be curious, and it's fine, but you don't need to know everything.
And then to add to that, you can just know, have a good affirmation is I'm guided and protected in each and every moment. Just know that.
Absolutely.
I don't need to know in advance, but because in the moment I will be guided and protected, and all my needs are always met. That's a beautiful affirmation to change perception, to take you into this place of pause, this place of stillness within, which is the most powerful place you can ever occupy.
There's another lovely one that one of my favorites is, I give up my need for knowing and I am at peace.
Yeah.
I give up my need for knowing and I'm at peace.
Very powerful.
You can feel I think you can feel the softening and the release in that.
Okay.
Because that's what the search is all about. We're searching for something. We're searching so that when we know this, then we'll be able to whatever, X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
And the certainty can only be now anyway.
Yeah.
So give up the need for it.
Yeah.
Give up the search.
Yeah.
Stop the search.
Yeah. Right, let's just pull an affirmation card for the week ahead. Should we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah? That's
That's
beautiful.
nice.
Yeah. Chose a sort of a purpley violet one. And it's got a beautiful affirmation on. Lovely, really nice. And after the meditation, after the satsang, I'll photograph this and put it up on
use
the
them.
Facebook
Very
page.
good.
Yeah.
These affirmations.
Beautiful. Okay, so you're going to lead us out with a meditation. Center us for the full moon energies that are coming in, and just give a greater amplification to the power of stopping.
Okay, so just settling in. Taking a deep breath in. A long, slow out breath. Let it all go. And another deep breath in. Pause at the top of the in-breath. And then a long, slow out breath. And pause again at the end of the out breath. Breathe in again. Pause at the top of the out in-breath. And then breathe out and let it all go. Allow your shoulders to drop. Allow your body to soften. Just bring softness into your eyes. Smooth the frown line in your forehead. Allow your whole face to soften. the mouth, the jaw, all the way down through your neck, into your shoulders, down into your arms, your hands, through your torso, front and back, down the spine, all the way into your organs, down through your pelvis, into your legs, your knees, lower legs, your feet. Allow this wave of stillness and softness to be here as you now just notice the breath as it comes in and as it leaves. You're not trying to change it, make it longer or shorter. You're just noticing. As you sit in this quiet space, if there should be any thoughts that appear, see if you can see them as clouds in the sky. Oh, there's a cloud. Let it drift on by, just for now. If there's a feeling of resistance or impatience or restlessness or whatever it is, interesting. Not now. Just bring yourself back to the breath, the next breath as it comes in and as it leaves. Just in this moment, letting go of everything. Letting go of the searching, letting go of the denial, the worry, the pain, all of it. Just connecting with this deep well of peace. That lies in the center of your being. That is always here. This quiet stillness. It is simple and it is beautiful. And our affirmation card for tonight is: life is simple. Simple is beautiful. Life is only ever this moment, and therefore life is simple and beautiful. Remember this truth always. It's a beautiful affirmation to carry us into this week. If you find yourself getting caught up in the complications of life, just bring yourself back to that mantra. Life is simple. Simple is beautiful. Life is only ever this moment. And therefore life is simple and beautiful. And feel those words rippling through you. Life is simple. And just spend a few more moments just luxuriating in this beautiful, quiet place. and setting a strong intention to bring this pause, this stopping into your life more and more this week, many times as you can. Giving yourself the gift of coming back to this quiet place. Now taking a deep breath in and out. Thanks everyone.
Thank you. That was really beautiful. Wasn't that lovely? It was really so beautiful. Thank you all for being with us. Thank you. We appreciate the collective energy and the light that goes out into the world from these satsangs. So thank you for contributing your flame, your consciousness to this process. Thank you.
We'd love to know how you found that and how you're feeling now if you're still with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And wasn't
Thanks,
that
everyone.
affirmation really beautiful?
Yeah, it's
I'll
lovely.
photograph that now and put it up on the Facebook page. And thank you, and love you all, and we'll see you, for those of you on the inner space, we'll see you on Tuesday night. Otherwise, the rest of you will see you in 2 weeks' time. Okay?
Thanks everyone.
Blessings, blessings. Enjoy the full moon.
Thank you.